A standoff in Duluth's Spirit Valley neighborhood. The latest details from officials about what they're calling a reckless individual. Plus, the deadline approaches. St. Luke's employees are required to be vaccinated for COVID-19 by today. We're getting local reaction.
From CBS 3 Duluth, this is the CBS 3 News at 6.
Good evening, I'm Jenna Wells. We have breaking news in Duluth's Spirit Valley neighborhood tonight. That's where officers are involved in a standoff, now negotiating with an armed suspect. CBS 3's Quinn Gorham is on the scene for us tonight. Quinn, what's happening?
I'm still here in West Duluth on the corner of Grand and Central. The standoff is still ongoing. Not much has changed in the past hour, but what we do know, a development that has happened, they've now moved negotiations from through the second-story window that the suspect is currently posted up in to over the phone. They've obtained the suspect's phone number, and they're now communicating with him over the phone. So those negotiations are ongoing. We don't know a whole lot about the situation other than that, but what I can tell you is this all started around 12:30 this afternoon when Duluth police started getting reports of crimes happening in both Duluth and Superior, including an attempted armed bank robbery, car theft, and police chase through the Twin Ports area this afternoon. Eventually, around 3 this afternoon, the chase ended here at this building. Duluth city officials tell us it's the Memorial Park apartment building that Center City Housing owns. Police say no injuries have been reported, but at this point, they're asking the public to stay away.
We're trying to keep people away from the area. We're trying to use distance to keep people safe. And while we're getting our tactical teams and officers in place so that we can secure him in one location so he's not mobile again, and then ultimately work on a peaceful settlement.
Now, police also told us nearby schools, including St. James Elementary, went into lockdown for an unknown period of time during the incident. Police have not shared anything about the suspect or what may have led up to today's events. Now, again, this is an ongoing standoff involving the Duluth police and an armed suspect. Public is being asked to stay away from the area as much as possible, and residents of the building have been evacuated. We're told most of them have made their way out by now. This is a developing situation. We'll keep you posted and have more on this later tonight.
All right, Quinn Gorham reporting live for us from the scene. Thank you, Quinn. Meanwhile, all St. Luke's employees are now required to be vaccinated against COVID-19. That mandate, announced in early August, went into effect today. Staff was supposed to have their first dose by September 1st and be fully vaccinated by today. The Duluth Hospital was one of many across the state and the nation to put a mandate like this into place. They hoped it would help prevent a COVID surge this fall and protect staff. Coming up tonight at 10, we'll hear from St. Luke's leaders about how many staff members chose not to get the vaccine and how that could affect their staffing moving forward. Some staggering numbers out of Minnesota today. The state reported more than 3,700 new COVID cases. 130 of those are in St. Louis County, 35 are in Itasca County, 13 are in Carlton County. Data shows a majority of those new cases are among school-aged kids. In our region right now, the state is tracking Northwood Secondary and Cook, Big Forks Elementary and High Schools, and International Falls High School and Elementary School. All of those buildings reportedly have at least 5 confirmed COVID cases among students or staff. Minnesotans who decide to get their COVID shot could be sitting in a crowd of purple during a big division rivalry. Governor Tim Walz announced a new partnership with the Minnesota Vikings football team today. Anyone who gets their first dose of the COVID vaccine at Vikings home games this weekend and next will be entered into a drawing. The prize is tickets to the Vikings-Bears game on January 9th at U.S. Bank Stadium. They hope this will encourage more people to get the shot. And in Wisconsin, health leaders want everyone to get the flu shot sooner rather than later. They hope this will keep space open in hospitals amid the ongoing COVID pandemic. While it's never too late to get a flu shot, state health leaders recommend kids and adults should get the vaccine now so that they're protected before flu season gets into full swing. People can get the flu vaccine at the same time as any other vaccines, including COVID-19 vaccines. Now, Dave Anderson's joining us for a quick look at that weather. Dave, a bit of a gloomy day out there today. It stayed pretty gray.
Yeah, pretty gray, a little bit cooler than yesterday, and some rain has fallen in parts of our area, but not everywhere because The slow-moving cold front coming our way is taking its sweet time. Temperatures today, though, thanks to the cloud cover, came down for the most part, but not the all part. Taking a look at where it's still cracked 80 degrees, we have the UP. These are today's high temps. Low 80s there. Upper 70s for parts of Wisconsin, but northern Wisconsin in through Minnesota saw a tumble in temperatures into the 60s and low 70s. Well, out of those clouds that brought the temperature change, we're looking still for a pretty decent chance of rain this weekend. 50% chance tonight, 40% chance on Saturday, 30% chance on Sunday, and then followed Monday by higher pressure bringing back the sunshine. Short-term forecast says tonight low temps thanks to the cloud cover will be on the milder side, around 60. Then for tomorrow, the counterbalance is the cloud cover keeps afternoon temperatures down, upper 60s, 40% thunder and storm chance Minnesota, 50% shot for Wisconsin, Michigan. Any more chances coming down the pike now that we're into October? We'll check that out with the 7-day forecast in a few more minutes.
Sounds great. Thanks, Dave. Apple Fest is back in Bayfield this weekend. The festival typically draws tens of thousands of people to the small Wisconsin town, but it was canceled last year due to the pandemic. This year, as the festival returns, CBS 3's Quinn Gorham shows us how local businesses are excited to once again have people back on the streets.
Apple Fest is a huge weekend for tourists and festival goers from all over, but they're not the only ones highly anticipating the events as local business owners prepare for one of their biggest weekends of the year.
The small town of Bayfield comes alive every fall for its annual Apple Fest, an event that business owners in town say provides a huge boost to their yearly income. But after the festival was canceled last year due to the pandemic, a lot of those businesses took a major financial hit. Amy Sherrard, co-owner of Morty's Pub in Bayfield, says their business, like a lot of others in town, is seasonal. So Apple Fest weekend provides a huge chunk of their yearly income before they close for the winter. She says the huge influx of people each year is helpful, but it requires a lot of preparation.
It's a different type of business for us than what we do throughout the year because it's just our limited menu, things like that. So it's just fun to have a few days of just different and busy.
Sherrard says they don't know what to expect this year, but they're excited for this year's event.
We may not know the exact impact this year's event will have, but one thing's for sure. Having Apple Fest back in Bayfield is a huge treat.
Looks delicious. Apple Fest starts today and carries through Sunday. You can find more information about events planned for the weekend on our website. Here's a quick list of some of those events you can expect. There are craft and food vendors out in the streets for most of the weekend. The Bayfield Fireman's Fish will start at 11 tomorrow morning and go until they're out of food. The apple peeling contest is from 1 to 2 Saturday afternoon, along with the Apple Queen coronation that night. Finally, the Grand Parade starts at 2 Sunday afternoon. There's also plenty of music and entertainment throughout the weekend. Again, for a full list of events, head to AppleFest website. Meanwhile, a longtime fall festival returns to Stone Lake, Wisconsin this weekend. The Cranberry Festival is in full swing after being canceled last year due to the pandemic. A cranberry baking contest just finished up at 5, and complimentary wine tasting and live music is happening tonight at Red Schoolhouse Wines. The official festival starts tomorrow with crafts and a flea market, cranberry marsh tours, and a food and drink tent. A grand parade will be at 2 tomorrow afternoon. The Cranberry Festival will happen, rain or shine. And a big birthday is taking place in Superior today. The SS Meteor turns 125 years old, and community members say the ship has a special place in their hearts. CBS 3's Abigail Smith steps aboard to find out what makes the ship so important to Superior.
The SS Meteor was built by the famous Captain Alexander McDougall in 1896. Megan Meyer, executive director of Superior Public Museums, says she is the last remaining whaleback design ship in the world, resting above water.
It was launched right down the road here at what is now Fraser Shipyards. Alexander McDougall built the majority of his whalebacks in the Twin Ports area, so he was very significant in this local area.
Her history makes her an iconic part of the Superior community, with a one-of-a-kind design made to carry a maximum amount of cargo with the minimum draft. A tour guide, Marty Karpa, says he only wants to preserve her history.
I have a lot of respect for the history. It brings us where we're at today, and without keeping it moving forward, we lose it.
The community will come together to celebrate her Friday night with drinks, free tours, and food, all to raise money to preserve lifeboats and repair the steam engine so it can operate during tours.
Our hope is to really preserve her. Obviously, you know, it's 125 years old, so it needs constant repairs and whatnot. So we really want to preserve her for many, many years to come.
The celebration is set for 4:30 to 8:30 tonight over at Barker's Island. The Meteor crew plans on having more events on Saturday with a tribute to McDougal, with a kid-friendly event at the Bong Museum focusing on shipwrecks. Still to come on Live Local CBS 3, driverless cars are a thing of the future. And Minnesota's first driverless shuttle hit the road today. We'll check it out in Rochester next.
Today's record high is 80. It's from 1963. The normal is 60, but we achieved 70. Boy, we sure split the difference on that one. How will tomorrow's temperatures fare? And will this rain chance pay off? There's two questions we'll try to answer coming up after the break.
As we finish up another baseball season, I recently finished an extensive window replacement project on my home. I worked with your home improvement company and they hit it out of the park. For your next window, door, bathroom, or roofing project, get the quality and service you deserve with the Midwest's largest full-service home improvement company. Your home improvement company is my home improvement company, and they should be yours too. Contact them today for a free estimate on your next home project.
In every case, we bring an experienced legal team to work on behalf of our clients.
It's important to contact an experienced lawyer right away. And your experienced lawyer would be Jim Schwabel in Schwabel, Getz and Sieben.
I have recommended Schwabel, Getz and Sieben to family and friends because of Jim's service to me.
Don't settle with the insurance company until you've talked with Schwabel, Getz and Sieben.
Hey, baby. Am I just supposed to eat my bagel like you're not gonna go Jessica Jones on Bad Guys?
No, you're supposed to offer me another half of that bagel. I am your mother. I've done what I can to keep this country safe. And it is my job to keep you safe. This is what I do now. Get down!
The Equalizer returns Sunday, October 10th on CBS.
I remember my son was going to grow up without a father.
I didn't think someone at 23 could be diagnosed with breast cancer.
I was probably the healthiest I had been in my life.
Early detection of a melanoma saved my life.
I survived testicular cancer because of early detection.
I survived cancer not once but twice because of early detection.
During the pandemic, you may have delayed or canceled routine cancer screenings. It's time to get those appointments back on the books. Early detection saves lives.
This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Eric Paulson here from Discover Wisconsin. Join me and the rest of the crew every week on this station for all things Wisconsin. Continue the adventure on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and discoverwisconsin.com. And don't forget to subscribe to the Cabin Podcast, available wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts.
Calling all Bulldogs. Do you consider yourself a diehard UMD Bulldog fan? Send a picture of you or you and your crew all decked out in your Bulldog attire for a chance to be the My9 Sports Bulldog Fan of the Week. Follow the My9 Sports Facebook page and post your pictures there to be entered into our weekly random drawings. Each Fan of the Week will be showcased in our My9 Sports UMD Athletics Broadcast of the Week. The My9 Sports Bulldog Fan of the Week is brought to you by the Duluth Tap Exchange.
Get your news on the go, the CBS 3 mobile app. Now, the CBS 3 Duluth WeatherMax forecast with meteorologist Dave Anderson.
Well, now that October has started, let's wrap up September before we move along to the forecast. September stats, temperature-wise, 3 degrees warmer than normal. Precipitation, after a long drought, many months worth of coming up short of normal precip. We went at least a hair over here in the Twin Ports at the airport, about 1/10 of an inch. And some towns further to the north especially managed to go 2-3 inches more than normal, which was a great thing. October's forecast, well, if you trust those long-term guys, I do sometimes. They think we're going to return towards dry conditions here for the month ahead. But we are starting October out with a chance for rain, which we talk about in more detail here in just a bit. Starting with the current conditions, we check out the numbers from Duluth International. 68 right now for the temperature, 78% for the relative humidity, southwest wind at 7 miles per hour, air pressure 30.04 inches of mercury. Is still a little on the high side on the surface, but lower aloft, so you can see the clouds pushing in as a low pressure system comes our way to bring us rain, perhaps now through Sunday morning. Current temps, low to mid 70s in the Upper Peninsula and low to mid 70s for parts of inland northern Wisconsin, but cooler by the lake, 63 to 64 there. And into Minnesota, where the cloud cover is thicker, we're running a range of about 59 up the North Shore to as warm as 70 down around Moose Lake, everybody else in between. Temperatures today came down from yesterday's levels, likely will fall towards the mid-60s for many places beginning tomorrow, and then stay that way for the week ahead. Doppler map for the moment shows low pressure system and its cold front trying to slowly work through the area. The best rain that's paid off today has been in the northern parts of Minnesota, affecting the boundary waters perhaps more so than most other locations. But the rest of us do have 50 to even 60% chances for showers and thunderstorms around the region here tonight as our low and that cold front work through the area. Back end of the low brings a 40% chance for more showers tomorrow. That's Saturday, of course, and then a 30% chance for Sunday morning precip before this high pressure cell from the west brings back sunshine by Monday. How much are we going to get rain-wise? Well, with 2 days worth of rain chances, I think in general we'll go about 1/4 to 3/4 of an inch around the region, give or take 1/10 or so. All right, tonight in Minnesota, low temps in the 50s to about the low 60s, 50% chance for the storms. And it's a 60% chance in Wisconsin, Michigan, with lows there about 56 to 60 degrees. Tomorrow's rain chance, Wisconsin, Michigan, 50-50 shot. High temp 68 to 71. Minnesota temp 61 by the lake to 70 inland, 40% chance for the rain, which is followed up Sunday morning, especially with a 30% chance for showers. And then temperature-wise, we dropped to 65 on Sunday. And boy, do we stay there, Jenna. I think we could be around 65 all the way through next Friday. And again, beginning on Monday, we get some sunshine, and that stays through Friday as well.
Very consistent. I like it. It sounds good to me. It's nice in this season to not have to guess what the next day is going to be. Seems like things are staying pretty much the same.
Well, let's see if it stays true,
we'll
though.
See. Thank you, Dave. Minnesota's first driverless shuttles hit the road for the first time today. They're called the Med City Movers, and they're now available for free public rides in downtown Rochester. Our sister station, KTTC, explains how this test run could help pave the way for more shuttles across the state.
Are we advancing technology just to advance technology's sake, or is it actually addressing people's transportation needs?
Last week, we had the chance to ride Rochester's latest addition in the form of a driverless shuttle. But what is the ultimate plan for this project? I caught up with the project manager, and according to her, MnDOT is also trying to answer that question.
How could it be used? We're asking those questions so that we can help technology companies put it in the right place.
As of right now, this is just a trial run to gain public feedback on the vehicle.
It's really to just provide an experience for people to know what connected and automated vehicle technology is. We want to know what they think of this technology, what they like, what they don't like, where they see opportunities, benefits to help advance their needs.
It's nowhere near the yay, we're going to use it phase. It's just there to give people a little experience and get some data about how it's working.
Tina Liebling was introduced to the project today. Does she see a path forward for this kind of technology?
Transportation has not been a big forte in our town. So in terms of having different options, so I could see it as a possibility in the future. Of course, assuming all the kinks are worked out.
How is this project being funded?
So this program's funded through the Minnesota CAV Challenge program.
CAV stands for Connected and Automated Vehicles. According to MnDOT's website, this program is given $2.5 million through a grant. The project will end August 2022.
It is just a 12-month pilot, and after that, it will no longer continue operations.
Liebling believes the investment is worth it.
You've got to have transportation. So I think it's really appropriate that they're looking outward and seeing what possibly might work in the future.
And I don't want to put any criteria on what it could be or can't be, but we just want to have those conversations to understand what communities want to see this be as.
Another potential obstacle discussed is how the shuttles are going to deal with cold winter weather. According to the project manager, part of this trial is to test exactly that. And Kelly Hinseth joins us for what's next in sports.
Busy night for sports. We've got UMD women's hockey. We've got high school football. We got volleyball. But for UMD women's hockey, we'll start there. They hit the road for the first time. Well, more next.
Join us weeknights. We're live at 5 as we go around the Northland, city by city.
When severe weather hits, tune to CBS 3 for up-to-date coverage morning and night.
If you love them enough to crawl into a play place to get them to come down, then surely you'll check NHTSA.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
My part-time service in the Army National Guard makes it possible for me to be more for the community I call home. I'm a better neighbor because my service has taught me how important it is to be a team player. My training helps me in my classes when I must give attention to detail to the task at hand. My service in the Army National Guard allows me to keep my community and those I care about safe from threats. Learn more about how you too can live and serve part-time close to home by visiting nationalguard.com.
Welcome to Medical Insight, a weekly healthcare feature brought to you by the experts at Essentia Health. Here's your host, Louis St. George.
Today on Medical Insight, Essentia Health pediatrician Jonathan Knight talks about the importance of vision screening for children.
Vision screening is really important. A lot of disorders present early on. We can pick them up early on. And in fact, a lot of vision loss can be prevented. The risk of that can be reduced by as much as 50% by the age of 7. So if we identify it early, we can make some changes to prevent some blindness. So we actually start examining children's eyes right away when they're born. We have a tool that we use at every well check called an ophthalmoscope that we use to examine children's eyes to identify for any early problems that may arise. So it may not seem like a vision exam because they're not reading the eye chart, but we're actually looking at their eyes and trying to identify things that might cause some problems later on in life. One thing we look for a lot is cataracts, and if you don't identify those early in infancy, they can lead to permanent blindness.
Other things Dr. Knight looks for include if a child has difficulty focusing, if they don't respond when you look and smile at them, if one eye is brighter than the other, or if one eye wanders.
There are a lot of things that you can find out if you know what to look for. One of the things I want to say is that some kids, you wouldn't know they have a vision problem until later, but you can pick it up earlier if you use some sort of instrument-based screening as young as 1. Many kids can be put in glasses at a time you might not notice a lazy eye yet and could make a big difference in their overall vision into adulthood. Most kids don't really react negatively to that. They kind of get excited because they already notice that they're having some troubles.
For Medical Insight, I'm Louis St. George.
To learn more about this and other health topics, visit essentiahealth.org/medical insight.
Join us in the beautiful fields and orchards of Bayfield, Wisconsin for our Fruit Loop. Now picking blackberries and blueberries. For more information, visit our website today.
When we talk about quality journalism, we're not talking about a once-in-a-while thing. Our team of experienced award-winning journalists has one goal: to tell the most compelling, honest, and accurate stories that impact you and your community. Because this is our home, too. Live, local, CBS 3.
Now, CBS 3 Sports with Kelly Hinson.
If there was one phrase to describe the UMD women's hockey team heading into the 2021 season, it's reloading, not rebuilding. The Bulldogs lost only 3 players to graduation, and despite 2 players who will spend their collegiate season centralized with their respective Olympic teams, UMD has a program record 12 seniors rostered this season. That's amplified by the fact that 3 of those seniors are actually fifth-year players, a group that is already suited up for collegiate leave for 4 years.
Experience isn't just years, it's knowing what it takes to win games, being in those big moments, being behind a goal, being up a goal, keeping the bench calm, all of those things. So I feel really good about our offense.
We take one series at a time. We're not looking too far ahead. This is our main focus is this weekend, and not focused on what they've done so far in this season, more focused on ourselves. And I think we're so excited with the depth that we have and to hit the ice again that it's not really something that's in our minds right now.
UMD has upperclassmen overwhelming every positional group, and for a team that allowed the second fewest goals in the nation a season ago while netting 2.89 goals a game, the Bulldogs may already be holding on to ingredients for success.
It's really sorting through those emotions, but I think emotions are good. I like an emotional team as long as we're not flying too high and not too low. We stay right here. But when things are good, we want to feel it. And we want to roll when things are good. And when things are bad, boom, we got to bounce back and get back into the good.
And a lot of good already. Bulldogs dropped the puck just over 20 minutes ago down in Mankato against the Mavericks. Naomi Rogie netted the first goal of the season for the Bulldogs, followed by Taylor Anderson. So it's 2-0 UMD heading into the first intermission. We'll have highlights tonight on the CBS 3 News at 10. The men's team also kicks up this weekend for exhibition play. UMD travels to Chippewa Falls, halfway between Duluth and Madison, for an exhibition game against the Badgers, hoping to get a look and feel for things before the real games begin next weekend. During the 2020-21 season, UMD posted a 15-11-2 overall record en route to their 6th straight NCAA tournament appearance and a berth in their fourth consecutive NCAA Frozen Four. Due to COVID-19 restrictions, the Bulldogs played the first 9 games of the season, you may remember, in the NCHC pod down in Omaha in front of no fans. So it's safe to say this squad is ready for some fans in the stands, whether it be home or away.
You know, we've had a long off season, so I think all the guys are excited right now. We're going to play 100% and hopefully we get a win. Obviously last year without having fans, it wasn't as fun as usual, so excited to get back with all the fans in the building. Our fans are awesome, so it's going to be fun.
I'm just super excited for it. I think it'll be a great first game to kind of see where we're at against a good team. Get a little road trip into the beginning of the year with the team. That'll be fun as well. So starting off the season on a good foot and seeing where we're at and adjusting from there.
They'll drop the puck at 1 p.m. on Sunday. Plus, tonight we got a full slate of high school football, of course, coming up on Red Zone Live.
Yes, tonight at 10, make sure to tune in. Plenty for you to talk about there.
Oh, yes.
So, Dave, how is the rest of the night looking for us weather-wise?
Oh, a little dark and a little bit rainy as a low-pressure system bears down upon the region. Chance for rain tonight's about 50%, and tomorrow about 40 to 50%. Some thunderstorms could be peppered into the mix as well. Then we wind down to a 30% shower chance by Sunday, so maybe Sunday afternoon we'll salvage some dry and potentially sunny weather out of the weekend, but to start, it may not be that way. Then we're looking at mid-60s beginning Monday and sticking around through next Friday.
Sounds good. Looking forward to it. Thanks for joining us here on the CBS 3 News at 6. We will see you again tonight at 10.